Imagine living your life in front of millions of people, thinking you had control of your own story only to find out you were just a character in someone else's script. That's how Melody Shari says her time on Love and Marriage, Huntsville really felt. To the public, she was shown as the glamorous, driven wife, trying to keep her marriage and family together. But behind the scenes, she says it was a whole different world, one filled with manipulation, emotional betrayal, and producers who shaped her reality into a product they could sell. When the show first began, it seemed like the perfect opportunity. Melody and her then husband, Martell Holt, were the it couple, successful in real estate, attractive, and center stage on a hit reality series. But that picture-perfect dream didn't last. Martell's cheating became public knowledge, and the fallout was aired for everyone to see. What fans didn't see, according to Melody, was how much of her real story never made it into those episodes. She says the producers didn't just film her life, they controlled it. Scenes were arranged without her knowing, cast members were prepped to confront her, and accusations were thrown at her on camera with no warning. She wasn't just reacting to drama, she was navigating real emotional battles while millions judged her every move. The most painful part? Some of the people she trusted were allegedly part of the setups. Take Destiny Payton, for example. Melody once called her a sister. They laughed together, cried together, supported each other. But Melody says that when her marriage troubles hit the spotlight, Destiny switched sides, sharing private conversations and standing with Martell instead. It felt like betrayal in its purest form. Then there was Letitia Scott. The tension between them wasn't new, but Melody says the real blow came when she was accused of trying to ruin families. For a woman who had already endured infidelity, emotional abuse, and public humiliation, being labeled as the one breaking homes felt cruel. Her response was calm but firm: "I didn't destroy my family, Martell did. I just refused to stay broken to make someone else comfortable." Melody also believes the production team played a huge role in shaping how viewers saw her. She hinted that Martell received more favorable edits, making him look misunderstood, while she was often portrayed as cold or overly emotional. Scenes that showed her strength and composure were allegedly cut short, while her tears and heated moments were given the spotlight because a strong, composed black woman, she says, isn't good TV, but a bitter one sells. The toll this took on her was heavy. She once shared a story about leaving a shoot completely drained. After being ganged up on in a group scene, she sat in her car for over an hour, crying and wondering why she kept agreeing to be part of something that seemed to tear her down over and over. That moment could have ended her reality TV career, but instead, it sparked a shift. Rather than quit, Melody decided to take control of her own story. She began speaking out in interviews, going live on Instagram, and even using her music to share her truth. If the network was going to profit from her pain, she was going to turn that pain into purpose. Her healing wasn't quiet, it was intentional. While many expected her to fade into the background or fall apart, she used the chaos as fuel. She poured her energy into building her brand, launching her skincare line, 7th Avenue Premiere, right in the middle of the storm. Every product release came with real, unfiltered messages about survival and starting over. Her customers connected to her not because she was perfect, but because she was real. 7th Avenue wasn't just skincare, it was her statement that she could create something on her own, outside of Martell, outside of the show, and outside of the drama. Fans supported her in droves, and her business took off. But she didn't stop there. Melody returned to her real estate roots, launching masterclasses to teach women how to flip properties and build financial independence. Thousands signed up, many of them inspired by her ability to rebuild her life in front of the world. She became a symbol of resilience and empowerment, showing women that they didn't need a man or a network to validate their worth. She even released music not to chase fame, but as therapy. Her song Telltale Signs resonated deeply with listeners. It was raw, honest, and stripped of overproduction. Women didn't just hear the lyrics, they felt them. And then there were her Instagram lives. They weren't polished PR productions, they were candid, emotional conversations. She laughed, cried, and spoke her mind without filters. Fans didn't tune in for gossip, they tuned in because they trusted her. The more Melody spoke, the more viewers began noticing inconsistencies in how she was portrayed on the show. People started asking why she was often shown isolated, why her accomplishments were rarely highlighted, and why her struggles were magnified. Then came rumors of a leaked email thread suggesting that producers discussed limiting her screen time so she wouldn't appear too central to the show. Nothing was officially confirmed, but to many fans, the pieces fit. It didn't feel like a coincidence anymore, it felt like a system designed to reward those who played along and punish those who didn't. Melody had stopped playing, and that's when the real pushback began. Her appearances on the show reportedly shifted, with fewer positive moments making it to air. Promotional material barely featured her, and her image stayed locked in one mode: angry, dramatic, difficult. Behind closed doors, Melody says it was even darker. And while she hasn't revealed every detail, it's clear she believes the treatment she received was no accident, it was a warning to anyone else thinking about speaking up. But instead of letting that warning silence her, Melody used it as motivation. She's still standing, still building, and still refusing to let anyone else write her story. Because in her words, if they're going to tell my story, I might as well tell it myself. Melody says that warning she got was never spelled out word for word, but she understood it perfectly. Stay quiet, play along, smile for the cameras, and maybe you'll keep your spot. But how do you pretend something isn't personal when it touches your real life? This wasn't just about show drama. This was about her children, her name, her peace of mind. And she made a choice that would change everything. She refused to shrink herself just to fit inside somebody else's box. That choice came with a cost. The places she used to walk into without thinking suddenly felt closed off. Invitations stopped showing up. Business opportunities that once seemed solid quietly faded away. Even the network's own social media, which used to celebrate her milestones, went silent when it came to her wins. For a woman who had been carrying the weight of the show for years, that silence was deafening. But instead of folding, Melody pivoted. She stopped waiting for anyone's approval to tell her story. She created her own space, her own platform where nobody could twist her words or cut her truth down to fit a storyline. The lights, the camera angles, the captions, the edits, they all came from her. There was no one to approve it, no one to water it down, and no one to tell her you can't say that. Her audience didn't just stay, they grew. People weren't showing up for a polished, scripted version of her. They came for the raw, unfiltered truth. And the more she spoke, the more other women started finding their voices too. They began telling their own stories in comments, DMs, and even interviews. Some said they were tired of being labeled difficult just for having boundaries. Others shared how they'd been called emotional for not accepting disrespect. And many said they knew what it felt like to be slowly pushed out for daring to stand up for themselves. Melody had unknowingly started something bigger than herself. She cracked open a conversation that had been locked behind closed doors for too long. And while it was empowering, it was also heavy. There were days she didn't post at all. Nights when the tears came before sleep. Moments when she wondered if walking away would be easier. But then she'd get a message that reminded her exactly why she was doing it. A single mother telling her, "Because of you, I finally left my toxic relationship." A young woman saying, "You taught me to love myself again." Those moments made every sacrifice worth it. This wasn't just a messy chapter in reality TV history. It became a lesson in resilience, a living example of how to turn pain into power. Melody didn't just survive the attempts to box her in. She built something unshakable out of the very pieces that were meant to break her. Today, she's not just a reality star, she's a brand, a movement, and proof that when you refuse to let anyone write your story for you, you can rise higher than they ever expected. See y'all in the next video. This is Celeb Nova, where the drama ends and the truth begins.